Hello. So I'm running out of things to say about my Humber. I thought I'd make a video about my motorbikes instead. So I've got two. This Yamaha YBR125, which was the first motorbike I ever got, which is the 2013 model, and the Honda CB500. And this little 125 is brilliant. Around town, it's fantastic for use. It does okay on open roads too. It can keep up with traffic reasonably well. Takes a while to get up to speed, but it gets there. Between 40 and 50, it feels really rough, but you get above 50 miles an hour and it eaves and out again. But yeah, it's been okay. It's really quite fuel efficient too. I got it because I moved house and then needed something for commuting, and this has been brilliant for that. Reliability's been pretty good. Just had one issue, which was it might be self-inflicted, but I had to have basically I had a stuck valve, which meant they had to replace the valves and needed a new barrel on the engine. Forget whatever else it was, but £300 or £400 worth of work on that. But as I say, it might be my own fault because I had petrol to use up from when I replaced the petrol tank on the Humber. I had a couple of cans of petrol to get rid of, and so I thought, I know, I'll put it in the bike. So I we put 3 quarters of a tank of petrol in from the garage and then top it up with old petrol from the Humber. So whether that was what damaged it in the end. Anyway, it's fixed and wrecking now. So yeah, it's very sort of basic controls, but fairly standard for bikes. So speedometer, rev counter, petrol gauge, and you've got lights for indicators, neutral, engine management, and main beam. The neutral light doesn't work for some reason. I gave up a little while ago. Switch works okay in the bonnet, but in the bonnet, in the gearbox, because yeah, it cuts out okay if you put it in gear with the side stand down. So not sure what it is. Let's find a wiring diagram at some point and see what it is. You wouldn't be able to see it in daylight, but the dial illumination doesn't work around this area either, so maybe there's a grounding fault. But you get used to it. You kind of notice, you can kind of feel when you're neutral anyway, so after a little while it doesn't seem such a big deal. Yeah, so it's yeah, it runs quite well. Can't take it out at the moment. The MOT expired at the beginning of about a month ago, so we're just waiting for it to get a bit warmer to get it re-MOT'd. So it's sawned at the moment, so it can't go anywhere. But yeah, that's the 125. So this is the Honda. It's a CB500F 2017 model. It's about a year old when I got it. It's got a twin-cylinder water-cooled engine. Also got ABS brakes, which is great for safety, and they've got LED headlights too. This is not original. I added that on to try and provide a bit of protection from wind when you're on the road. Wouldn't mind get something that it's not quite so big. I've read reviews of different sorts, and doesn't seem to be any one particular model that everybody says is great. Some seem to work for others and some don't. So I might change that at some point to something that doesn't stick out quite so much, but for now it does its job. And it's a very nice bike. It feels very solid and gives you quite a bit of confidence when you're out on the road. Got an LCD display rather than the individual dials. Down the left here you've got fuel gauge, rev counter around the edge, speedometer, mileometer and a clock, and you can bring up different things like MPGs and trip counter and that kind of stuff. I always just leave it as it is. So average has been 92.5 miles per gallon, so that's pretty good. Don't know over how many miles that is. Not sure what 0.5 gal means that. Anyway, so I've done 8,500 miles just over in total. So as you can tell, I don't do a lot of mileage on it, but I enjoy it. It's a nice bike. Went around France, but it'll be 5 years ago this year. Went to France with some friends, and we went through the Pyrenees and around quite a bit of the country, and it was brilliant. It didn't let me down at all. Ran brilliantly, didn't overheat going through the mountains, cold or wet. It took everything in its stride. The weak point was me, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, it was an amazing trip, and the bike was fantastic. The controls, as you probably expect, are much the same as the 125. The only difference is the horn and indicator. So on here the indicator's beneath the horn button rather than above it, which kind of caught me out initially when I first got the bike, but I kind of got used to it now. And then you do have hazard warning lights and the engine kill switch, which you don't have on the 125. But yeah, oh dear. That's a bit better. It's unusual for it not to start first time. That there's just a mobile phone mount that I added for GPS. But otherwise it's yeah, as I say, very solid, very nice bike to ride. Maintenance isn't too bad. It doesn't have a centre stand, which I think is very typical of bikes of this style. So I don't tend to do the chain adjustment myself for tension on the chain. I take it into the garage. It's probably not a difficult job, but yeah, not having a centre stand, I'd just rather leave it to somebody else. So yeah, that's the 125. Say, very nice bike. Maintenance of the, did I say 125? I meant CB500. Anyway, whatever I said, it's a nice bike. The 125 is maintenance is kind of quite a bit easy because you do have a centre stand. It's on the side stand at the moment, but once you put it on the centre stand, it's very easy to do the chain. It probably takes me about half an hour.
Okay, so here we are out on the road. 50 mile an hour limit on this dual carriageway, so can't go too fast. But yeah, it picks up speed pretty well. It's reasonably smooth. It's very smooth actually. The windscreen does help with keeping the wind off your chest, but gets up to 70 nice and easily. To be honest, the wind's a bit much in the chest. Could do with a better screen.